everyone, and welcome back to My Big Fat Mess. I'm Anthony Ferraro, and today we're going to cook a classic, spaghetti bolognese. This is something that everybody's been kind of asking for. How do you do it? Where do you make it? We need to see a spag bowl. Can we be better than spag bowl? Spaghetti bolognese, penne bolognese, bolognese. I'll even accept bolognese. A spag bowl. What do we need? We need bolognese, and here's one we prepared earlier. You would have seen that we did a lasagna video, and part of the lasagna video we cooked a ragu in a bolognese style to use for our lasagna. So I pulled this out. This has been defrosting at room temperature. It's ready to go. So if you want to see how that was made, go back and check out our video on lasagna. So bolognese comes from Bologna. It's a meat sauce. Ideally you can make it with mincemeat, but you can even use whole pieces of meat. Some pasta, any pasta. You can use spaghetti, obviously, because it will work really well with this type of sauce. You could use something like spirali, spirals. Be better than spirals. Spirali. Penne, not penne, penne. What my kids have asked for today is for some fresh pasta. Here's a little trick, a little hack. Look at that. Wow, fresh pasta. I didn't actually buy this pasta like this. I haven't had access to a fresh pasta maker because my number one guy, Unetto di Pasta, shout out to Giuseppe out there, he's in Sydney and we can't go there. I used some lasagna sheets, the fresh stuff, and I just chopped it up into a pappardelle. Pappardelle, not pappardelle. So it's a really cool little hack, and you can chop it into different sizes. You could even make a fettuccine. So this is a fresh egg pasta. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this, we're gonna re-warm up the bolognese. We're going to cook up the pasta and then we're going to put it all together. Let's get our pasta water on. You've always heard me say cold water start, even for pasta water. And I know you're sitting there going, but dude, it takes so long to boil. And normally I would agree with that. Problem is, when you are using hot water out of a tap, the way that the hot water system boils your water, it goes through a process and it actually tastes really funny. So please, always cold water start. What I would recommend, on the other hand, if you want to speed up the process, is fill up your kettle, boil that, put that in there, do that twice, and then start with that. That I don't mind because you're using cold water in a kettle and it gets boiled. But please, do not use hot water out of the tap because it's got that funny taste. So this is going to start doing its thing and it's going to start boiling. Once that boils, I will then add the salt. But in the meantime, let's get the bolognese. I am not going to add too much oil. I am going to add just a little bit of oil. I want to get this warm before I put that in. And then I want to gently just bring it to the heat. The pasta literally takes 8 minutes to cook, and then I can transfer it straight in and we are done. I can see it starting to spit. I can see a little bit of smoke. Fantastic. I'm just going to drop the temperature down to an 8, which is like a medium high. Now I will add the bolognese inside. This has already done its cooking. This has already been infused really beautifully. This already has all the flavors. I do not want to ramp up the heat and really put a lot of power into it because I don't need to cook it. I just need to warm it. I don't need to do anything else. If I heat this up way too fast, or if I put it in the microwave or anything like that, I'm just gonna basically destroy the beautiful 2.5 hours or however long it took me to cook this bad boy, and we don't want to do that. It's all about the flavor, preserving its beautiful integrity. So let's just allow it to do its thing gently. And by doing it gently, pop the lid on and we just let it do its thing. The water starts boiling, that starts doing its thing. Look, you can see there's already a bit of movement, too much heat. Let's go to a 6. Let's just gently get it going. I don't want this to be fast. Okay, while we're doing that, let's grate some Parmigiano. Of course, we have Parmigiano, Reggiano, exactly. Look, if you can't get your hands on Parmigiano Reggiano, you can use Grana Padano. Still a really nice cheese. There's something so beautiful about the richness and the full-bodied smell and the sharpness of this cheese. Now, in terms of Parmigiano, how much do we need? Look, you need about enough as your family likes on their pasta. Now, we are super duper in love with Parmigiano and also with Pecorino. So we like a nice, healthy, generous amount. Now, our sauce is gently bubbling away. So let's give it a little stir again. And it's gentle. And as soon as that's lifted, I can't begin to tell you the intensity and the richness of this smell. And we're not even fully warmed all the way through yet. Incredible. All right, you can hear that the pasta water is doing its thing. Look at this, big rapid boil. And that whole time, we've still had this on low. Look, it still isn't even warm yet. That's exactly what we want. Nice and gentle. By the time this is done doing its thing and the pasta is cooked, that'll be at the perfect temperature. So what do we do now? Come on, everybody knows what we do now. We put in the salt and we put in a punch. A nice punch of salt. Why? Because that is roughly the same consistency as seawater. Punch goes in. Booyah! Now it's pasta time. And remember, I'll say it again, I am not putting any at all oil or lubricants in this water. It doesn't need it. It's a myth. Just keep the water in a nice rolling boil and it'll do its thing. 8 minutes, it is perfect. Okay, pasta goes in. Pasta goes in. Bring it back up to the high heat. Does not require a lid whatsoever. Don't need to go in there and start doing your stirring. Just give it a moment to do its thing. And I promise you, your pasta will not stick together. And look at this. It's almost like it's on cue. You can start to see now that on a nice gentle heat, it's starting to come to the bubble, really gently. And look, as I move that away, look how clean the base of that pan is. And that's because we're doing it nice and gently, nice and easy. All we're doing is just warming because all the cooking is done. We do not need to cook this, we just need to warm it, bring it to the right temperature. We get our little doovie whacker and just give it a little stir. Drop it down again to an 8. Now that, nice and hot, that's done its thing. That is at the right temperature. I'm actually going to turn this off now. You know what, for me, that's perfect. I'm gonna bring this nice and close because we do want some of this pasta water in here because of the starch content that's in there and the salt. It's gonna add flavor. It's going to create that, with the starch content, a little bit of a thickening agent for us, and it's gonna help bind and keep everything nice and together. So this is gonna go straight inside. Just a cheeky little shake like so, and then we pop it in. So there's 2 ways you can do this. You can fold it in from the bottom, or you can attempt to be brave and make a big fat mess. Okay, ready? 1, whoop, 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 woo, whoop, woo. And there we go. That is how you toss the pasta. And I know it's black, but getting closer, see if you can see it. There's only a few splatters. I'm pretty proud of that. This is my last little hack. And I like doing it, particularly with fresh pasta. You don't have to. This is a little bit that I add in, is just a little knob of butter. And a little knob of butter because it's just going to add a little bit of shine, a little bit of glistening, and just that little bit of extra texture and flavor. It's not needed, but it's just something that I like. It's that nice warm hug that Nonna gives you when you go in to see her. It's beautiful. So there we go. Beautiful. If you liked it, you could zest a little bit of lemon zest in there. I don't mind it. My kids hate it, so I won't be doing it. When you've gone to the effort of creating a dish this beautiful that has taken so long, and understand if you're going to make the Bolognese from scratch, which hopefully I do hope that you do, and you do watch the lasagna video, it takes a lot of time. Just put a little bit of effort in the way you serve it up to them. Don't just dish it to them like you normally would. Make it tall, make it proud, make it loud. Show them how much love you've put in there, and hopefully you'll get some of that love back. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Perfect. Doesn't need a lot because everybody else can get that beautiful grated cheese and put it in their own plate. And that is how we do it. Pappardelle alla Bolognese, fresh hand-cut pasta, and a sauce to die for. This will make any mum, dad, carer, partner a rock star. So, we're gonna go and enjoy this. I hope you guys have enjoyed it just as much as we're gonna enjoy eating it. I hope you enjoy making it, eating it, and sharing it with someone you love. We're gonna start eating now. Buon appetito.